Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all well. In today's video I'm going to be doing a get ready with me. This is going to be for an everyday situation. I mean, I don't wash my hair and all of that malarkey every day, but I've got my hair care, skincare and makeup, so if you like what you see, please keep watching. To start off with, I'm going to be using my To Micellar Water and just wiping that across my whole entire face, just to get any excess oils and dirt off. And adding some of the Pixi vitamin mist all over the face. It just adds a bit of hydration and just sort of, it's just quite a nice sensation really. I'm then going in with the Pixi H2O skin drink, and it's kind of like a gel-like consistency but kind of water-based, but it's just quite cooling and hydrating on the skin, so it is nice. Then I'm going to use the Badescu Ceramide Herbal Eye Cream, and I apply this under my eyes and on my eyelids. Moving on to hair, I'm just drying off the excess water, and then I'm going to be adding in some products. So the first one is the Goldwell Kerasilk Reconstruct Leave-In Conditioning Spray. It's always a mouthful. And then I'm going to add in some Argon Oil just towards the end of the hair, just to give it a bit more hydration, and then brush that through with my wet brush. I'm then adding some Goldwell Kerasilk Reconstruct Split End Recovery Treatment, again a mouthful, just towards the ends of the hair, just because I have it dyed a lot and and all that jazz. So then I'm going in with the Paul Mitchell Heat Protection Spray all over my hair and sectioning it off, ready for blow drying. And I do this just because if I use a brush to blow dry my hair, when I do dry it, it gives it a little bit easier base for me to then go off and straighten it. So I'm using my GHD Air Hairdryer alongside another wet brush. This is a bit of a wider paddled brush, so it's just easier when you're drying your hair. And I do find this is the best way. If I leave it to dry naturally, it's just a mess, and it's not uncontrollable, but it just takes me a little while longer to get everything done. So once I have pulled the cable out of whatever the problem was, I just keep drying until my whole entire head is dry, and I'm still going. And the best thing to do, I find, once you've dried your hair with heat, is to just run the cool air through it, just to kind of cool it down a little bit. So moving on, this is a little while later on from my hair drying process. I went and watched the football and kind of got lost with time, so here I am anyways. So I've just applied some of the Paul Mitchell Heat Protection Spray, and then I'm going in with my GHD Platinum Hair Straighteners just all over my hair. And again, like with drying my hair, I'm sectioning it off just because it's easier. And as I was actually doing this, I had started to watch How to Get Away with Murder on Netflix, and very gripping. You need to watch it. It's an American show, but it's so good. It's definitely worthwhile watching, and you will get hooked. But the only problem is, when I started doing this, I was obviously straightening my hair, I was getting lost in the programme, and there was long pauses, and there was also times when I was holding the straighteners right at the end of my hair, and that could do some damage. So I'm just going to go through continuously sectioning it off and going across and straightening. I have a few layers in my hair, so I spend a little bit more time when I get towards the end, which is annoying for me because that's probably where I get more breakages, but you have to keep those fluffy bits down. So moving on to the top of the hair probably takes me the longest amount of time, just because I like it to be really flat. I know people like to give their hair volume, I like to put it down. So just going to finish off doing the top of the hair. Now, apologies whilst I'm doing this if you can hear rain. It is raining as I'm doing this voiceover. So I do apologise. That was an interesting part, clearly. So then I'm going to be moving on and doing some makeup. So first off, I'm going to apply some lip balm. This is the Best Damn Beauty lip mask, and this is by Nicole Guerrero. I'm then going to add some Stila Cosmetics One Step Correct Primer, mainly across the cheek area. And my second primer is the Cover FX Blurring Primer, and I'm going to add that to my T-zone. So nose, a little bit on the forehead and the chin. Finally, the final primer is the Charlotte Tilbury Wonder Glow Primer, and that's going to go all over the face. I then go in with the Kiko Liquid Skin Foundation and 4 drops of the Cover FX Custom Cover Drops. Only 4 because if not it can get really cakey. And I like to mix these two because the Kiko's a tiny bit light coverage and I like a little bit fuller, but I don't want it to look unnatural, and I think this is the right balance. So I mix those together on a little dish and then go in with my Sigma flat foundation brush and just apply that all over the face. Because I find it's easier to do it this way than trying to put it onto the beauty blender, because the beauty blender is there to sort of soak up the excess foundation, and if not you can end up losing half of it, so it's best to do it this way. So just going around and giving myself a mini facelift. And I found it really beneficial having this Cover FX, the custom drops added into this, just because it does give that extra bit of coverage, which is what I like. I don't like too heavy and I don't like too light. I like it somewhere in the middle. So medium to full, I would say. And then concealer. So I was debating whether to use the ColourPop No Filter Concealer or the Makeup Revolution Concealer. And I think they were very similar in colour tone, but the Makeup Revolution was just slightly lighter. So I ended up going for that in the end, just applying a little bit because this is the first time I used it. And I didn't know if it was going to be heavy or what. It's nice, tiny bit more yellow tone than what I was expecting, but this was the first time I used it and the first time with this particular foundation combination, so it may work different with different foundations. So anyway, just blending that all in with my beauty blender all up into the eye area. Try not to poke yourself in the eye, I always do. And then going to set that all down with the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Micro Powder. That again is a mouthful. And as I say, just applying this under the eyes because it's quite light. It's not too heavy. It's good for an under eye setting powder. I'm then going in with the Charlotte Tilbury Contour one. This is the light medium shade. And I'm just going to apply this mainly on the cheekbones and then work my way up into the hairline and around towards the top of the head. I don't even know if that makes sense, but it makes sense in my mind. But I'm just going to take another beauty blender to work this all in. I'm using the butt of the beauty blender. And I've tried not to sort of speed this up too much because I wanted you to see how long a process it can take to do this. And I'd gone in with an extra layer of the contour shade and it did kind of add a bit too much to my face, so I then had to go back in with my original beauty blender, just add a bit more coverage of the foundation. So now taking the highlighter from Charlotte Tilbury, moment of like silence there, and just working that all into the skin. It's quite a natural highlight, so it's good for this kind of everyday makeup. And then going in with the Eyeko mascara, and this kind of got a curved wand, so it's really good for getting for fitting around for fitting around the eye area, to really get all of the lashes. And you can just see the difference. It does make a massive difference in the eyes. And then adding the ColourPop X Aloe Salahi lip gloss in Atole. It's nice. It's a nice like natural lip colour with slight gold shimmer in it. And then going in with the high definition brow pencil. I was trying to find a dupe for the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz, and I think I'm happily confident this is a very good dupe for that. It's not massively, difference in price, about £4 I think, but I think if you don't want to go over the £20 mark for your brow pencil, then this is a good choice. So just added some Pixi Glow Mist and got out my nose and caused myself to have a nice little sneezing fit. By the way, do you like my cat ears? They're so cute, aren't they? So anyway, that is that finished. So I hope you enjoyed today's video, and thank you so much for watching, and I'll speak to you again soon. Bye guys.